Welcome to Yoga 77. My name is Jackie. Today we're going to be practicing a short wake-up morning yoga flow. So a great way to energize your body in the morning, get rid of any stickiness that you might feel when you wake up. So if you have a mat, bring that in. Otherwise, anywhere on the floor is absolutely fine. And we'll begin in a tabletop position. So spread your fingers wide and just start to rock a little forward and back over your wrists. You might bring your hips back a little. You might take some side to side motion, just checking in with how your spine is feeling this morning. Really nice. And then just allow yourself to come into stillness. A little lift up of your belly towards your spine, a little tucking under of your tailbone. Notice your beautiful long spine from the crown of your head. And then just start to soften your belly. Let the belly come down towards your mat. Your gaze might come forward. And then reversing that action, start to arch your spine up towards the ceiling. Your gaze might come back towards your legs. Really push down with the hands, the fingers here. And then let it come back the other way again. So the belly softens down, coming into your cow pose. And then take it back into your cat. Now if you're ready to work with the breath, then it might be an inhale as the belly lowers down into cow, and an exhale as you dome your spine into cat pose. Take it at a speed that works for you. Again, if you're working with your breath, you might be starting or initiating the movement with your breath. And that might gauge the speed of your cat-cow flow. And start to settle into your body, start to settle into your breath. Just notice how your spine is feeling. Notice your breath. Just notice anything else there is to notice. Let's take another 3 to 4 rounds of your cat-cow. Feel free to add on a little if you feel like pausing in your cow pose or pausing in your cat and taking some little side to side movements. You are very, very welcome. Just finishing off your last round or two. And then bring your knees a little wider, big toes connecting or working towards each other, and just allow your belly, your chest to come down towards your mat. They might come right down, but they don't have to. Nice, you might place your forehead on your mat, or you might be a little higher up. You could even be on your forearms here. Just take 2 to 3 breaths in child's pose. And as you're ready, just draw forward back into tabletop, checking that the fingers are spread wide. Tuck your toes under. Again, a little bit of light toning through your belly. Nice. And then start to pick your hips up and lift them towards the ceiling. So think of it of lifting your hips, your sacrum up towards the ceiling, and then take some movement through your first downward facing dog. Start to create length through your spine, through the side body, and also start to invite a little bit more length down the backs of your legs by drawing one heel at a time down towards your mat or the ground. Just checking your fingers are spread wide. You could even bring your hands a little wider if it feels a little bit squishy or restricted, especially around your shoulders. Really nice. And then once you feel complete with that, just draw yourself forward, bring the knees down wide, come back into child's pose. So again, big toes might be touching, either arms extended out or on your forearms. Just a couple more breaths here. Just check in with your breath. And then draw yourself forward, come back to tabletop, bring your hands a little further in front. Nice, and then start to allow your chest, your chin to come down towards your mat. So you might not come all the way down, you might have a little bit more space, and when you do come down, try and think of lengthening through your spine. So try not to curve the lower spine, try to keep that length, keep it stable, so there's a little bit of toning through the belly. And again, we'll stay here for another 2 to 3 breath rounds. If you want to come out sooner, just take it back to child's pose. Drawing yourself back, just have that moment in child's pose. You might even just bring your arms by your side. Just take 2 to 3 breaths here. And I want you to really breathe with awareness. If it's available, breathing in through your nose and then exhaling through your nose. Maybe thinking about what you have lined up for your day ahead of you. Maybe setting some positive thoughts, some affirmations, maybe something that you want to focus on for the day. Beautiful. And then come all the way back up. Come back to tabletop, tuck your toes under. Beautiful. A little bit of strength this time, just hovering your knees off your mat. See if you can hover off just a little bit. Notice what's happened to your belly. See if you can keep a light toning through the belly. And then start to lift your hips, your sacrum back up towards the ceiling, coming into your downward facing dog. Again, some movement through your downward facing dog. Maybe noticing a little bit more length this time. Your heels might come a little closer down towards your mat. You might come into stillness. You might prefer to keep working with movement. And then walk your hands all the way back to meet your feet. As much bend in your knees as you wish to come into forward fold. So bringing your belly towards your thighs, hips high. You might bring opposite hands to opposite elbows. You might just take some gentle swaying motion or even nodding forward and back. Just again to create a little bit more length through your spine. Just notice if you're holding onto your head. Try to make the head heavy. Just notice that length through the neck. Shoulders heavy. Really nice. And then if you're holding your elbows, let go, let the arms be heavy and roll yourself back up. See if you can notice your belly muscles starting to wake up, lifting, ground down with the soles of the feet, and think of that lift through the legs, through your spine, through your heart space, and then lifting arms up. Beautiful. And just create length right to the fingertips. Bring your focus to the soles of your feet. Notice that support under you. And then just reach over to your right. And then you're going to come back through center. That might be on your inhale. And it might be your exhale that takes you to the other side. Again, we'll take another one of these to each side. Let's notice what's happened to your breath here. Keep in awareness. Light toning of the belly. Notice that lift through the spine. Beautiful. And then as you're ready, bring palms down through heart center and come into your forward fold. As much bend through your knees as you wish. And again, once you're down in your forward fold, taking movement, you might prefer stillness. Really nice. And then place your hands down on your mat. Walk yourself to the top of your mat and come into a high plank. Again, it's just some movement coming forward and back through your high plank. The option to stay on your toes or come down onto your knees. Keep the arms active into the sides of your body and just come down very, very slowly. Really nice. And then once you're down, just position yourself on your mat. You might even pick one leg up, lengthen it, place it back down. Pick up the second leg, lengthen it, place it back down. And then see if you can push down with the tops of your feet. Your kneecaps might float off your mat. Hands under shoulders. Roll the shoulder blades back. Activate through the back body. Keep your gaze down. And then lifting the chest, coming into your baby cobra. Really nice. Option to take another one of those. You might come up on your inhale. Might come up a little higher this time. And then push yourself all the way back, downward facing dog. Again, just noticing that length through the spine, energizing for your day. And then again, walk your hands all the way back to meet your feet. Ground on the soles of your feet. Roll yourself all the way back up. Notice that length through the spine, reaching up. You might watch your hands And then hands through heart center. Ready to begin your day. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Go well. Namaste.